All right, YouTube, in today's video, we finally be talking about installing, doing some work tomorrow on my 84 Honda Shadow VT500. I have some trucks right here, and the bike is right there. So let me flip the camera and show you that what I done to it, things I'm gonna do to it, what I want to do to it. Don't want to put too much money into this bike. Here's the bike. Some pretty cool things about it. It's a lot of things that are fucked up or not really that good. But when I first got the bike, it was only running on the rear cylinder. So the guy said, oh, you put new spark plugs in it, didn't fix it, new wires. So then I bought a new coil pack for the front, didn't fix it, still. Then here's the air filter or whatever. There's one module right here, like ignition coil module, and there's one in front. And that turned out to be the problem. Fix that, bike runs great now. Show you what that looks like and it sounds like in a minute. These were all red tape on there. On both, I pulled that off. It's like that fiberglass tape. I didn't really like it. This is like an old Tito's bottle for the coolant. It's pretty cool. But right now, it's got fans on it. They're not wired. They're all rant right here, which I really want to redo all this and all the wiring that's under here. I'll show you that tomorrow. But I built this little box over that got all rusty over the winter. That I need that. I want to put the switch in, run the wires up. And I want to get rid of this. It looks stupid how big it is. So I want to clean this up, minimize everything. I want to fix these dings in the tank, do a little bit of body work, get those a little bit better. Paint all this. I will paint this stuff black too. I think that'll look better this black. I'll show you. I'll throw a picture up right now. Okay, so that's what the mirror bracket looked like before. Built this one months ago. So, but I want to put a pan head screw on here, like a Phillips screw, so it's flush. And I'm gonna rebuild this. I got a piece of metal on the side that I'll rebuild this whole mirror with, so there's not one sticking up like however it was. More just down here. All right, there used to be pegs on there. I took the pegs off because they were messed up. So I should repaint that, make that better. Maybe throw a little coat of paint on this, clean that up. Here's the fuel shut off. It's actually a starter button. And then the seat pan was only this piece here, and this was all opening seat wires. So I took this other piece of seat pan that I had with it, that I got with the bike, and cut it and modified. I need to finish it and fill this in, and I'll paint all this soon. I did paint this one time, so I'll redo that. Here's the turn signals that they work, but you know, it's cooler like that than having them down here or however they would sit off originally. I want to either loom this whole thing or run it some other way to make it look a little bit better, because I really don't like just sitting out here. I think you either run it down here, up in something away from looking like that. But besides all that, paint all the random other things. I got a bunch of other parts that came with it. They're in the garage. I'll go grab that and show you that in a second. Need to repaint this and figure out what I'm gonna do with the exhaust, because that doesn't look too good. Okay, so I got 2 extra seats. That one was originally on there. I took it off because when I first got it running good, took off and I almost slid off the seat, and the other seat's more cupped. A little bit more, I feel safer in that one. This is the tape that was around the exhaust. Extra handlebars, don't really like these ones. Old brake cable or lever. Car rebuild kit, because the car was leaking gas and I rebuilt the car. Well, I didn't rebuild, I just fixed the leak. This is an extra fuse block, which I don't think I'll use it in there. I might use this in my truck when I do some interior things. So this might get donated to the truck build. And this is what I replaced and made it run better. It was all broken open like that, and these wires were all shown and ripped, so we wired them or redid them, didn't fix it, and I just bought a new one, and it worked for like 30 something bucks. And this is the old ignition coil. But I think it's finally time for y'all to hear it, which this was the original start, which it won't work, and this engine stop doesn't work either. So you just turn the key, Don't have to pull the clutch in. And all of it choke. Not too bad. Let it warm up for a second. Now that she's warmed up, we'll give a few revs. All right, so the plan to fix this dent also. I think I have a body hammer, so see how it's like just barely pushing out. Hammered in and these two in just a little bit, so it's not poking out. Same with this one. So I get the Bondo right there. I'll find my body hammer. If not, I'm gonna have to use a regular hammer. Sand that all out, and I'll show you after that. I got them sanded down, cleaned up. So I'm gonna mix up some Bondo. Hopefully it's still good to set out here all winter. So hopefully it's good. Do that. Mix some Bondo, lay a coat down. I'm gonna end up taking this off so I can sand it and throw some black paint on it. And take this off again, sand it down, throw some black paint, as long as with this bracket on the back for the light. All right, this one, got the first coat done and sanded. Need to fill this up a little bit more. You can see the divot in there. And this one is fucking smooth as could be. I probably end up just throw a glaze coat over this and sand out this whole thing, which is kind of like, this whole panel is ripply, but I don't really want to Bondo this whole thing, so this little part's gonna be good with a nice good coat of sanding and a nice good coat of primer and sand the primer. It'll be pretty good. So I'm gonna go throw another coat on this and sand it out. So we're looking at for 2 coats. It's pretty even. It's a little hump right here. Try to sand that out. I need to put a little bit more in this divot still. You can kind of see just a little bit right here. Needs a little more right here. And then, because I'm just matching this curvature on this side and using this side reference right here to reference that. A little wavy. Not too bad though. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not a professional painter or Bondo, none of that, Bodywork guy. So one more coat, show you after I sand it. All right, so I got the last coat on there, sanded out. It's not too bad. I think it looks really good. It's not perfect. Got the whole tank sanded at 220. And this little line right there, that's just a shadow from the light. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of glazing putty on both of these, sand that out, then maybe we'll prime this today. I got the tank all sanded, all prepped. Probably some of the best body work I've ever done. It's super smooth. They can't even feel. I close my eyes, run this, wouldn't even know there's Bondo right there. So I'm gonna take it off, I'll take the gas cap off. It's very, like, you know, sand all this around. I might drain the gas to a gas can I got over there real quick. Make it a little easier. Because all I gotta do is take this line off and this gas line that's back here. And I already took the seat and everything off. I just pull this up and take that line off. Okay, I got the tank draining in there. I took the cap off. I just need to sand around it once it's done draining and clean it, prop it up outside. I got this hole in. I just the bolts aren't in, but I turn the key. It's all wired up for the fan. I put it to the one side because eventually, you know, putting something else in here or whatever. Originally, I wanted to put my starter button from right here in there, but it's too big to go. The only reason this one's sideways is because, if I can pop this off, I had to bend everything over so it would run straight into this. So I had to bend it all over to get in there. So I'm gonna sand this down and we'll get that painted too. Self-etching primer and then paint it. We're only gonna primer the tank and the cap until I get the paint I wanna do. I don't know what I wanna do yet. These are the 2 seat pants. This one I made, this one I cut and cleaned up. There used to be a tab on the back of this, cut that off. So I'm gonna prep these. I'm gonna spray these just black real quick, throw self-etching primer, and then paint them black, and those will be done and can get thrown back on there. Tank is primed and back on. You can see need some more sanding right here, which I'll stuff up and then paint it later. A little bit right here, kind of just where the Bondo was, where the edge of the Bondo is, but everything else pretty good. The pan and everything is drying on the other side, and we'll get that on in a second. I got the seat on, got the painted parts on there all dusty now from me working, but
Get it bolted back down, clean this off. So the license plate bracket and the other pieces right there, it's all painted. But I'm not gonna put it together because I want to get black hardware because I don't want to put stainless or just regular hardware that's not gonna look that good. So I'll get new bolts for here, 2. Some shorter ones too because they're super long. And then I'll get 4 for right there, 2 that go here, and then 2 that will hold this bracket in. Then also I'll show the other hardware that I'll get from here. Tank is looking good. I need to put gas back in it. And right now I'm gonna put the handlebar parts back on. All right, so I got this piece on, which felt was dry. It felt dry, and then I put some pressure and fingerprint. So I'm gonna have to repaint it, but it still works. But I'm gonna have to put a different switch because I keep bending the thing back and forth just to, you know, get everything. It's almost about to fall off, the one little piece sticking out the back. But I want to get black hardware for here and there, which doesn't look too bad. I think the black looks better with all this than having that aluminum. Then this would have been black. So I think this looks better. Probably end up putting something else here for maybe a light or something, who knows. But I get black hardware for here. These, it'll look cleaner if I could find some. And just right now I'm gonna take this handle, face it down a little bit because it's like shooting up. This one's flat, and there's gonna be no mirror for now either. So I'm just gonna get a pan head bolt and put that in there just to make that look better. Hopefully I can get pan head bolts for these too. I think that'd be cleaner than having this, like, see how far it's sticking out. I think it looks smoother. This is what the bike looking like, all finished up. Well, not finished up, but all put back together as right now. Just took it around the block, running good. These wires right here are for the brake light that's not hooked up. It's right there. Gotta get the bolts. So I'll get all them bolts hopefully this week, next week, somewhere around soon, and get that all finished up and eventually paint this. I don't know what I want to do yet. I think I'm gonna gloss black. I kind of like the matte black, but I go gloss black, paint this gloss black, and also this rear fender gloss black, and clean that all up. That's gonna be a wrap on today's video. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the video. And this is a different one. Maybe it's not gonna get any views because it's this random ass bike, but it's my bike. Hopefully, I really don't want to keep it that long. I want to get rid of it. I really want to get like a jet ski or something for the summer. It'd be pretty cool. But thanks for watching the video. Hope to see you in the next one.